Roshan,
Hi, Manju.
and this is Filmfare Middle East. And last time we couldn't speak because there was a small foresee. Uh,
See you
the
soon.
yeah, yeah.
Right,
Okay,
right, right.
tell me, how did Kuruti come along? How did the role come to you? We can start with that.
Regular lockdown morning, I got a text from Prithvi saying there's an exciting project, something that he's been thinking about for a while, but for some reasons, it has to happen immediately. So if you have the time, let's talk about it. So I sort of said something to the effect of, let's talk about it. I will make the time. I went and I got a narration from him. I absolutely loved the script. Almost immediately wanted to do it, but took a night to think about it and then confirmed the very next day.
Okay, and you said that you were also intimidated by the cast
Because they're so good, all of them, and they have such an amazing body of work behind them. And I've watched a lot of their work, including someone like Nestlin, who's only had one release before Gurudi, and I loved them in that film. So, like, all of them are amazing actors, and I just wanted to make sure that I will have my game in place before I agree to work with all of them.
these are the people you watched as a child, right? When you're growing up,
Some of them, yeah, some of them like Mammootty sir and all, especially I've like watched so many hundreds of films with him in it and so
uh,
many memorable
sharing,
characters.
sharing. I mean, you're part of them now. You're part of that world that you grew up watching. Does it feel
Yeah,
real? Does it feel
yeah,
like
it feels very surreal, especially when like working with Mammootty sir and all, especially yeah, but also having an equation with him joking around on set or like responding to something that you said, or on the day that he was leaving, we had sort of like a send off party for him, and after he left, I felt like, oh, like just a few days of shoot left, but I will miss him, and I thought, how cool is that? I just think that I'm going to miss Mammootty sir. Wow. So it is surreal.
okay? The role that that Ibrahim, the man you play in the film, is supposed to be torn between his past and his trying present, is what we've read.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, tell me about that baggage. How much does he carry, and how does it manifest in his character?
So the film starts at a point where he's sort of like given up on life. He doesn't think that anything good is going to happen anymore. So there's no point to being alive. But the events of the movie, and they're anything but good. But they sort of show him that there is still a lot left to fight for in this life itself. There is, there are reasons to stay alive for.
And you enjoy playing gray characters?
Yeah, I do. I like having I like characters which are gray, a little layered, slightly flawed. I like having to keep some and show some, all of that.
And you also just wrapped up Darlings with Alia Bhatt.
Yeah, yeah.
So about working with her, and of course working with, we can start with, I mean, from Nivin Pauly to Fahad Fasil to Prithviraj, and then so
That's
many
going
people.
to be a lot of yeah. That's going to be a lot of
Countless.
talking.
So tell
Yeah.
me about each of them, and what is that you've
Yeah,
observed.
so I've been very fortunate that we have gotten to work with some of the best, most talented, biggest actors that are around me, and each experience has been great. And like say starting with because the most recent one was Darlings with Alia, exceptionally talented actor, so prepared, so precise. But I don't know. I don't see the preparation happening. I don't know if she comes in ready and comes in planned, but she's so precise with everything that she does in each take. There's so much clarity to how she approaches the scene, and that's really cool to watch. And again, like great fun to play with. When you're doing scenes with her, and yeah, with like all of these people, with Niven, again, it would have been so difficult to do Muton with an actor who wasn't as you know easy as Niven, for lack of a better way to put it. He's like, he doesn't put any distance between you and him. He treats him as a complete equal. He is the among the friendliest people that I know. He's so likable. So like all of that makes you really comfortable. And he's coming from a place where he's already filmed 85% of Muton, and I'm this new actor who's joined, and it's terrible to join a film after they've already started and shot for a really long time, because there's such a great equation and camaraderie often between everyone else, and you're the newbie. But I think Niven went out of his way to make me feel comfortable, and it wasn't even like he took any effort to do that. That's just who he is. And that I was in love with him, so it like it really helped the film. you know Fahad is also extremely inspiring. Obviously, like he's one actor I've watched and followed so closely. One actor from like our own time who has really inspired me to the extent of me going up to his Wikipedia page, looking up his films, and sort of looking at the beginning of it, and then comparing that with the journey that I've had, and trying to figure if I'm doing things right, because this is what Fahad did. So that's how much of an inspiration he is with me. So working with him automatically special even before we start, and then he gives so much in a film like See You Soon, where it's not even that it's not his shot. He's nowhere to be seen. We're all shooting our halves of the scene separately, and the amount of involvement there is from his side that I can just sense from his voice, which I'm hearing, which is taking the lines in response to mine, is so cool. And that itself is pushing me to really play the scene rather than act as if I'm having a conversation. So I can't wait to work more with all of these people.
And you've worked with Prithviraj before.
Yes, and I came out of that project wanting to work with him again, and I had to wait a couple of years, but Purvi was really worth the wait. Prithvi is he's amazing. He's such a huge inspiration, and it's so great to when I saw a snippet of what he was like on set or how he works when I was doing Kude, and then Kurdi happened, and I saw all of that and so much more, and I saw it every single day. So it's not something that he puts up. It's not a front. That's just who he is. That is how much respect he has for his work and the people around him. That is the amount of dedication and commitment that he comes in with. That is the amount of passion that he has towards us, and the amount of joy that he gets out of doing this job. And he's brilliant. He's like uh, the kind of knowledge that Prithvi has about the technical aspects of this and about filmmaking as such is unparalleled. I haven't seen that in too many actors.
What are the advantages of being multilingual and an actor in a space where films are being made and redubbed and shot in different languages? An actor like you
Yeah.
is already multilingual. What are your advantages? It's a great time.
Yeah, I mean, it makes so much more of the work that is being made accessible to you, I guess, in a way. So, like, if I have to even say audition for a film in Hindi or Tamil, it really comes in handy that I can understand the text, or at least understand most of it, that I'm comfortable with the sound of the language, how it lands on the tongue. And we are I mean, especially now because of the pandemic, everybody's connected to everyone. Our communities are all pretty like polyglot. It's not like we restrict ourselves. Like even in Kerala, you step outside in Kochi, not on a lockdown Sunday, but otherwise, it's not like Malayalam is the only language that will hear you. So it's like we're just welcoming that, I guess, by including that in our stories also. I mean, for that matter, I don't know why industries stick to just the language that is spoken in that place. There are so many Malayalis, say, in a Hindi speaking part of the country. There are so many Hindi speaking or like other languages being spoken in a place in Kerala. So
Yeah.
there are all those stories too, and I guess we will eventually get to those too.
So one of the best cinemas in India is Malayalam cinema in terms of its content and for being what it is, very organic kind of a growth that it has always had. And today and it always has walked the high ground of content, good content. And today with OTT, the world recognizes it. I mean, it was always there, but the fact that it's got now a very international platform, and you are one of the people in that platform. So how does that feel? Because it's not just about you; it's also about the cinema that you represent.
Yeah, I mean it's great to have a wider audience for your films, and I've been saying this to a bunch of people now, because in Malayalam I've always thought that all of these good films are getting made, or all these innovations are happening, or these unconventional stories are being told because the audience here has been receptive to those, and they appreciate those when they are made well, and when the film comes out good. Now that at a time like this, when theaters are shut, that would have completely stopped, and I don't know how that would have affected the evolution of films here. But suddenly, with OTTs opening, our OTT platforms coming in, and our films being accessible to so many people all over,
Yeah.
the same kind of recognition and same kind of appreciation, and most importantly, the fact that our films are being welcomed and being waited for,
Yeah.
that's great. I think that's what will push us to sort of keep innovating and keep making the kind of films that Malayalam has always been making and moving
Yeah,
forward.
because you've had films like Drishyam, which has made an international impact. It's been,
Yeah.
not just India; it's across. It's in Japan, China. It's become so popular. And
Yeah, yeah, and it was a sequel to a hugely successful Malayalam film. At that point, Drishyam was the most successful Malayalam film made. So to for them to embrace the current reality and then to sort of like fashion a sequel to it, which works for this medium and the suddenly wide sort of audience. I think that's really incredible what they've done. And also, when you're an actor from Malayalam right now, and even when I talk to my friends in Bombay, or people who are abroad, it feels like all of this credit for everything Malayalam cinema is doing sort of comes to a few of us. When a lot of that is like they're all films that we have nothing to do with, but very often we find ourselves in a place where we're saying, "Yeah, thank you so much," and then you think, "But I didn't," But yeah, it's great. It's great to. It's a good time to be here.
so how much guts did it take you to work? I mean, engineering and then acting, and then you deciding to not.
I mean, see, if it had fully come down to how much guts I had, I don't think I would have done any of it. I think I was very naive. I think I did very little thinking. I was very ignorant, and I'm glad I was, because if I knew how tough it was going to be in reality, I might not have had the courage to go for it. So I'm glad I had very little information and understanding of the world and how life really is at that point.
Okay. About theater and generally the people that you look up to and admire across India, who are the people that you would name?
There's a lot of work that I've done in the theater that, like, have been so more than films. And I keep saying this with a play, because maybe because of the extensive amount of time that you spend together, there are a lot of people who sort of leave a mark, and like recently, when I wrapped Darling, someone who worked on Darlings with me is this actor called Pooja Sarup. So she does theater in Bombay. She was one of my faculty members, and I did a course at the Drama School, Mumbai. Pooja is someone that I really look up to. I love the kind of work she does. I love her approach to work. She's very different from everyone else I've worked with in the theatre space. There's Adi Shakti in Pondicherry. I love the work that they make. When I was doing theatre in Chennai, I worked with some incredible actors. Particularly, like I did an adaptation of Tughlaq, which was directed by a man called Vinod Anand, incredible actor. Like a lot of these people. I think when we were doing the course at drama school, and then later when I was doing theater around Bombay, I worked with someone called Foize Jalali. We did a play called 777. Foize has been a huge inspiration. Neeraj Kabi was one of our faculty members. Gitanjali Kulkarni, who you might know from like Gullak or Court. Yeah. Again, like someone I look up to a lot. So
Priya Bhairupia, I watched.
Pia Rupia, oh, she's so brilliant in it. But yeah, she's just generally brilliant, So this list will just keep going on and on. We did a play in Kerala. I mean, like I had to direct it, but yeah, out of the cast that I worked with for that play, like some of the actors there, I really, Kani Kusalti, if you know her, she's incredible. This guy called Rajesh Madhav, and there's so many people in the theatre circuit that I have huge respect for.
What about Dubai? Have you come here? Have you visited? Have you been around? Any
Been there a
memories?
couple of times. The first time I was in Dubai was when a movie that I did called Anandam was releasing there in GCC countries. So yeah, that was my. I think that was my first time outside of the country also, and my obviously my first time in Dubai. And then I've been there once after that as well, but haven't explored as much as I would like to. So hopefully post pandemic at some point.
Right. What are the web series that are keeping you busy? Anything that you're watching that you'd recommend to people?
Nothing right now because I just wrapped shoot, and like when I'm shooting, I don't watch that much or like whatever. But out of the ones that I've watched recently, I really liked Scam 1992. I really enjoyed Mayor of Easttown. There was one called Kidding, Olive Kittredge. Uh, those there have been quite a few that I watched during the lockdown. I don't know Chernobyl, but that was a while ago. But yeah, these are a
Anything
few.
in Hindi that you like? You've liked
Sorry,
anything in Hindi that you've liked?
Scam was in Hindi.
Yeah,
Scam
yeah.
92 was in Hindi. Yeah, I've been waiting to watch. I forgot the name of this one. I mean, Patalok also I watched. I really liked. But been waiting to start on something else that's on Sony Live. I think it's called Maharani. I'm not sure.
Great. All the best and lovely chatting up with you. And I hope to watch the film and review it too.
Lovely. I hope you really like the film and you watch it. Thank you.
Good
Lovely
luck.